we start and alhamdulillah when we finish. This is your favorite podcast, 312s. I'm your host, Jaylani.
It's your boy Jelani.
I'm
You're
your
Jelani now?
I'm your host, Hamadi.
It's your boy Jelani.
And we're going to run over for part 3. And subhanAllah, we didn't want to do a part 3. We wanted to sum up everything together in one episode. But unfortunately, the deen is just long and beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
This is part 3
A
of
lot
Prophet
of details
Musa.
you can't miss, man. You can't miss all
The
those details.
details. The devil's in the details. You know what that means?
The devil's in the details?
Yeah, like he could fool you if you don't know the details.
Type stuff.
So you going to start it off? Where we
Yeah,
stopped
we're
off
going to
at?
start it off. Previously, I would say, hopefully this is the last episode that we do for Prophet Musa alayhi salam. So like the last time that we talked, we went past when Bani Israel and Musa went across the sea. And then after that, we talked about, what we talked about?
How they see when they crossed the sea and they saw those people idling God, they have the idol
they
gods.
started idling
And then
God.
they told Musa, "Hey, we want a god like theirs."
Oh yeah, and he's like, you know what, we're not gonna do that. He basically like, we're not gonna do that, but basically this is other place that y'all guys could take over with Whoop, and they were like, no, we're not gonna take over them until they come out and all that stuff. And then next thing you know, we talked about the time when Musa alayhi salam had to fast for 40 days, and then he came back.
Yeah, because they said they needed a law, and then he said, "So I'm gonna go to Allah and get a law from Allah."
Yeah, so basically for 40 days he came back. And then next thing you know, we talked about Samirin, how he made this cow made out of gold, and then they started praising him as God. And then next thing, there was a small little detail that we forgot, that when Musa alayhi salam came back, and then he heard about the story of him telling people, yo, this cow is our God. He's like, you know what? The punishment that you're going to get, that whenever time, that the only thing you're going to say until the day of judgment or until you're dead is going to be, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, you know? So next thing you know.
And then he promises him that you will not miss your appointment with Allah,
and
which is
also
the
you
day of
won't miss your
judgment.
appointment with Allah. And so then,
Let me stop you for a sec. Where's the laptop?
the laptop is upstairs.
Continue.
It's upstairs. I got the notes on this one, so it's all good. So after that, Musa alayhi salam dealt with Samirin. And after after he dealt with Samirin, there was somebody in there, what they asked. So basically they started, asking, like, Musa, you be communicating with God, huh?
No, but you skipped. That's that you before that. Now he come after Samirin. He says, "Take the law." He says, "Take this law.
Oh yeah,
take
so they
this
told-
law.
all right.
Allah has given you guys this law. This is the law you guys should follow." And they're like, "No."
Oh yeah, so basically after the thing with Samirin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after he did his
The 10 Commandments.
after Musa alayhi salam did his fasting for 40 days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gave Musa alayhi salam the tablets. And after he gave him the tablets, he went down there, and after he dealt with the Samirin, he's like, here goes the tablets, here goes the commandments and everything, so you guys should take this. They're like, no, we're not gonna take
You know
it.
what they said?
They literally said, we're gonna read it, we're gonna go through your tablets, and then if we like it, we'll take it. And if we don't like it, we're not gonna
They
take it.
say anything we're gonna go through it like it's a box of candy. If I like that candy, I'll take it. They're like the whole law, the commitment. They said whichever one we like, we're gonna choose. If we don't like it, we're not gonna listen to it.
We're not gonna choose
The
it.
arrogance, bro, of these
The
people.
arrogance in it. So then basically it was like, oh, so Allah was like, oh, so I just pick and choose. So next thing you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he I don't want to say grab, but he lifted the mountain and then he put it over their heads. And then next thing you know, the mountain started speaking. He's like, he started saying, take the follow the laws and take whatever he brought for you, the commandments. And then next thing you know, they prostrated and they're like, you know what, we're gonna take it, whatever.
Because we have to
They
get.
started
It said
accepting
the
it.
hadith said the moon and the earth were close to their face.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure them and forcing them to take it. Look how much it took for these guys to accept.
But after that, it just became more harder and harder. You know what I'm saying? It just became more arrogant and more arrogant, and it was hard. So basically, after that happened, then a person started asking, like, okay, we want to speak with God or whatever, right?
No. They were like, Musa. So this guy you say is God.
Mm-hmm.
We believe you. You showed us the sign.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it through you and everything. they're like, can we see him?
Yes. Okay. So we are getting to that. So basically, a person out of the group, they asked like,
Oh no. Astaghfirullah. I think it was the part where they said, "Can you see your Lord?" That part comes first, because the Prophet, or was it the journey?
It wasn't no journey. So
Because
basically,
when he left for those 30 days,
he left for those 30, 40
he
days.
asked Allah. Was it? No, I'm talking about this part scene where he says, "I want to see you, Allah," and then he says, "I'll reveal myself to this mountain. If this mountain could
Yeah, we already covered that though.
We captured it. Okay,
we covered that.
So now it's the part where they come to him.
Yeah, this is where they come.
And they said, "We want to."
Yeah, we want to basically speak. We want to see how this happens. So
they said we want to see how this conversation is taken between you two.
Yeah, so basically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Musa to gather 70 people. And these ain't just regular 70 people that he pickpocketed, the most knowledgeable people. So basically people who got sense, you know what I mean? So next thing you know, Musa took 70 people. After he took the 70 people, they all went to the mountain and everything, especially the specific place where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Musa were conversating, you know? And so then next thing you know, the clouds start. He basically told them, sit back and watch. Basically, I'm gonna speak to my Lord, you know. So basically, the clouds came over, and then next thing you know, the clouds came over, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started speaking through the clouds.
He covered everyone, so no one could see no one.
Could see each other. So next thing you know, the clouds started covering. The clouds came. It became very dark. Nobody could see the next person, and all they hear was Musa alayhi salam, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala conversated. So they're like,
and then it was after they were like, now that we can hear him,
we would like
we want to see him.
Y'all want to see him?
Arrogance.
Y'all want to see him? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like, these people.
It's like
arrogant.
a quest after a quest. He said, "You guys want to see?" I said, "You guys want to see the Prophet being addressed by me?" I allowed it. Now you guys hear the conversation. Now you guys want to see? Boom! He strikes them.
He strikes them with a lightning, it was lightning. He strikes them with a lightning, and it was 70 people. So next thing you know, they all died. All 70 people died. So Musa alayhi salam is like, what? I literally came with them alive. How am I supposed to go back with the people and tell them, oh yeah, my Lord killed
now you have
people.
to think about look at the kindness of the Prophet. Okay, he's not worrying about they're arrogant. They deserved it. He's not worrying about that. He's worrying about the people he left. The people that he's supposed to lead. He's automatically, boom, thinking about them. He's saying, how would they see this as?
On God.
I took them to show them this, and then I'm coming by myself.
Yeah, I'm coming back by myself.
They're not going to welcome me. They're going to become amongst the disbelievers now if I go there
so
without these people.
You know, Musa alayhi salam made a dua, like, forgive us and forgive them. Yada, yada. He made a dua. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted that dua, and then he didn't just bring all of them back all at once. So he got one person that was dead, and next thing you know, he raised one. And so when the other one saw all the other people dead, he saw them all come alive. And then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. And then they all see it. So then after all that they saw, literally seeing someone that's dead come back alive, they're like, They're like, this is cool, but still gonna do what we're gonna do. So basically, after all that happened, the 70 people, they start bothering him again. So they're like, you know what? The food that they were the food that they were being given, they're like, you know what? We don't want this food no more.
We're tired of it.
We're tired of it. We've been eating this for forever.
This is years and years and years.
Yeah, this is like 40 years basically. So they're like, Musa, we don't like the food that, we've been eating it for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want the food that we had back in Egypt. Yeah. And then Musa's like, what do you mean you want the food that you want back in Egypt? Like, what's wrong with this food? Like, this divine food coming from the Lord. He's like, yeah, but we want our garlic, we want our cucumbers, we want this and that, all the stuff that we had. We liked it that. And then he's like, if I take you back to Egypt, y'all gonna go back and then y'all gonna be oppressed. He's like, it's okay, we'll take it.
Better food.
We'll take our old food, even if we become oppressed with it. So then, next thing you know, it was like, that didn't happen.
He's patient with them.
He's patient with them, but they kept eating the same food with the whoop, yada yada. And then I know I'm going pretty fast, but it's just like
these steps that the people
these
took.
are steps that the people, because this all didn't happen really fast. This is like time within.
Yeah.
So every so amount of time, it will be something else that one person out of the group would think about. So it's like first it was let's speak to your Lord, and then next thing you know, let's see your Lord, and then after that, sounds like, you know what? I don't want the food. I don't like this food anymore. I want different food. And then Musa alayhi salam, he skipped over that. He argued with them with that. And then next, someone within the group, they try to accuse them of saying like, you know what?
Oh, what? Yeah, they said
he had a disease basically.
On his body parts, they were like he has something. It was a rumor.
Body parts. Basically, they started making a rumor like
oh, he's missing this. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that.
Yeah, like he got some type of disease. So next thing you know, everybody was making a rumor about it. So, Musa alayhi salam, he was minding his own. He's like, these people could say whatever because he already had enough of them. You feel me? He's like, I don't know what else to say to y'all. So next thing you know, Musa, he kept going on with his day. So then next thing you know, there was Musa alayhi salam was going with the rock. You know what I mean?
What is she doing?
She's chilling. The Halim over here playing with the cat.
No, she knocked the. She was like,
nah. She was chilling.
All right.
Yeah, wait, touching up on the cat. But anyway, so basically, Musa alayhi salam, he was taking his shower. As he was taking a shower.
No, but you have to say when the hadith it says, "Did we in the Quran?" I can't word it word to word, but I'm gonna phrase it. He said, "Did we not clear Musa of your false accusations?"
Mm-hmm.
This is Allah saying, "Did we not clear him of the rumors you have set up?"
Mm-hmm.
Tell her how Allah has cleared the false rumors.
Yeah, so basically, as Musa was taking a shower and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to show the people that, he wanted to clear out this rumor and everything. No,
hey, yo.
Take her upstairs. What do you mean you scared of cats? You scared of a cat? Just take her upstairs.
She won't bite you.
She won't bite. Nah, I'm telling you, she chill.
No, just leave it. Continue.
So basically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he told the rock to move. And so the next, so Musa alayhi salam, he was taking a shower. He was bathing, doing what he needs to do. Imagine you taking a shower behind a rock, you butt naked and everything. And then next thing I'm just saying.
You can't put a prophet and the word butt naked in the same sentence. So basically, just say he was undressed.
So basically, yeah, Musa alayhi salam was taking a shower. You know what I mean? Musa alayhi salam was taking a shower. Now imagine yourself, you taking a shower, you taking your bath, you covered, nobody sees you. And next thing you know,
but no,
the rock.
No, he took his clothes off and put it over the rock.
Yeah, he placed it on the rock. Yeah, so basically, Musa alayhi salam had his clothes on, and then he placed it on the rock. As he placed it on the rock, he's taking his shower and everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the rock to move. And then next thing you know, Musa he moved with the rock. And then it moved, and then moved. And next thing you know, the rock just keeps going.
Moving faster.
And then next thing you know, Musa alayhi salam, he ain't trying to be seen. Next thing you know, he keep running with the rock. He's running with the rock until the rock stops at a place where people are there. You feel me? So as the people are there, then they see like, oh, there's nothing wrong with this guy. There's nothing wrong. Like
no, but
what rumor was there.
But you have to see the how Allah has planned the things. He made sure the people who came up with the rumors, or like the big fitna people who talk a lot, he made sure they all gathered up at that time for a certain reason, and then made the rock move in a certain way, so Musa could go after it, and so they could see him, And now they're like, whoa, that's wrong. This man is mashallah. There's nothing wrong with this man. Look at his physique. He's perfect. What is this all? And then boom, all the rumors was gone.
All the rumors were gone. So as that happened, like Bani Israel had to become more ignorant and more ignorant. But more harder and harder. But then and the thing is, after they seen everybody die and then or get back up again. They basically it wasn't this situation. It was another situation.
Before we jump into it, this is a life lesson we should take from, because Allah told, and He says in the Quran, He says, from all your false rumors, we had cleared him. People, you have to understand, just because someone said something about you, it's not true. Don't react to it. There's a lot of people that would say, especially. Let's say, I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but more like, I'll say my little sisters, okay? My little sister would be like, oh, this girl says something about me and it's not true. And then she's like, I got to do this. I'm like, why do you feel the need to having to do this? Why do you feel like you have to acknowledge that negativity? The prophet, this is his people. Okay, he's not a person in the village. He is the leader. He is their everything. Anything they have, they come to him. Now they set up the rumor about him. He could have just went up to him and, hey, don't ever say that again. He could have just easily said, hey, don't start that. Hey, don't start that. This is not true about me. He could have just showed it to him. I'm perfectly fine, you know? But he didn't care. He realized this is just a rumor from them and that Allah is here for me. You know?
Yeah.
Allah did all this for him. The Prophet didn't say, people listen to me. No, this is not true. He didn't do none of that. He said,
basically he didn't beg for the validation.
He said, Allah is there for me. This is not true, and Allah will show you, you know?
Yeah, he
Allah
went up
said,
on his day.
You made these accusations, and we cleared it for you, you know? He let Allah do everything. So if someone says, blah, 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 you don't have to say, oh, they're talking about me. I have to say something about them. They're not talking. Let them talk, you know?
Let them talk, and that's basically, they was basically slandering.
Yeah, they were talking all about
and basically backbiting.
And he could have honestly reacted to them, you know? He could have. And then they could have been like, oh, he did this because we did this to him. Yeah, that's the first thing someone's going to think.
That's right.
Oh, you only said this because I said that about you. But if you just let it go, look, the Prophet didn't say anything to them. Allah has cleared them. People, you have to understand, if something isn't true, don't let it go. Don't give it a true reaction.
Don't
you know?
entertain it
Don't
too
entertain
much.
it. Just leave it. Look, Allah has cleared the Prophet from doing. He didn't do it, and he didn't lift a finger trying to convince anyone. He said, "Okay, you guys think that? It's okay. Allah will clear me." You know. Look, boom, Allah cleared him. Continue with the next step.
I be like that too sometimes. Sometimes I might hear something about me. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do?
Why me?
Like why me? Like I'm over here chilling, not worried about anything, just go about me upon my day, and then somebody comes to me like, yo, I heard you be doing this, and this such and such has to happen between you and this person. I'm like, what? That ain't never happened. I don't even do that. I be working all day. Like I don't got time to even call somebody on my phone. What makes you this? I had time to talk or speak about a specific person in this kind of manner. But you know, people.
But some people have the energy to show them their schedule. I didn't do it.
Some people just sit in their house ready to cause a problem.
Yeah,
bro.
gossip,
and
those are the biggest fitness, you know.
And then basically like have something going on, make up a story, and that's just for their own entertainment because they really ain't got nothing to do in their life. But anyway, that's for another episode.
Wait, gossip.
That's for another episode. So basically, after all that, someone asked Musa alayhi salam, like, you know, you be speaking with God and everything. Who's the most? So like, you be speaking to God and everything, and you know your God knows everything, and he be speaking to you.
No.
Who's
I think something happened before person? That one. I think the
what
one
happened?
with the sheep. That
what
happened
sheep?
first because someone dies, right? Someone dies.
Nah, that was after this.
This was after.
Yeah, it was after
when
this.
they were like find out who did it.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, because I wrote it down and everything. So basically, after that.
Oh,
happened,
you got it set up already.
Yeah, I got it set up already. Like, just chill. So after that happened, somebody asked like, Musa, like, you be talking to God and everything, your Lord, whoop yada yada. Who's the most knowledgeable person? So Musa, he's like, I'm the most knowledgeable person. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he told him like, no, you're not the most knowledgeable person. How could you say that? Like, there's people out there that we put out that you have never came across that has knowledge more than you have. And so then next thing you know, he's like, really there is? So let me like learn from this person. I would like to go and basically like learn from this person.
No, he said go see who's the smartest, who's smarter than you.
Yeah,
Allah said, go and see who's smarter than you. Because smart, this tains smart of
knowledgeable. Let's say
knowledgeable, you know.
Yeah.
And knowledgeable comes from knowing. Okay. No one knows the unknown. Okay. Only Allah knows. All of the prophets, they don't know. No prophet knows more than Allah. Allah is Almighty, the highest deity. Okay. But there are prophets who know more than other prophets, and there are people who are sent by Allah that know more than the prophets. And this story will provide for you. You know where he told them, I think from details, he said, go to this person and you will meet this person who's smarter than you when the two rivers cross and your food is lost, right? if I convert it.
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm tripping. You was right. I'm reading this wrong.
You don't have a bulleted board, so
Yeah, I have bullets.
Yeah,
I read
bullets.
this so wrong. My bad, guys. My bad,
That's
guys.
right.
My bad, guys. My bad. So basically,
So the other stuff happened first.
so the other stuff happened before all this happened.
Do you have that in details? Because I don't know if I.
Yeah, I have it in details.
So I'll start it.
Let me check.
So
real quick.
before they ask him who's the smartest, what the people do is someone. I'll tell you while you look over, okay?
So basically, yeah, I got it. So
I'll tell
basically,
it. You want me to tell it? Or I'll tell it and then you jump right onto it.
Alright.
So what happens is it was this kid. His father was a wealthy person, right? His father dies. He takes over everything. So his uncles, they see him and they kill him for his treasure. You know what people kill people for?
Yeah.
So they killed
It was
this kid.
cousins. It was his cousins. So basically, it was a guy who was very wealthy.
His dad was wealthy.
Yeah, a dad. He had one son. So next thing you know, after he died, the son inherited everything. And so then all his cousins and stuff, they got a bit jealous. Well, they got really jealous. And so then next thing you know, they killed the person.
So
They killed the kid. They killed the kid.
And so the villagers, they go around. They're like, how are we going to find out who killed him? This guy's definitely been killed. You know, we can all see someone killed him. How are we going to know this? And then someone says, oh, Musa knows everything. You know, Musa, let's go ask Musa's God.
Musa gods know.
You know,
everything.
Musa
So
knows,
let's go
Musa's
ask
God knows everything. Let's go ask him. Let's see if his God can help us in this. So they go to Prophet Musa. The Prophet says, he says, okay, give me a second. I will talk to Allah. Allah says, go slaughter a cow.
Yeah, basically he said go slaughter a cow.
Go slaughter, and you'll get your answer.
Yeah, and this is basically like sort of the cuff. So these people, and this is when it gets real arrogant. So,
So
these people, they're like,
What cow?
they're like, we want us to, basically they wanted a simple answer.
No, let me say, no, they didn't want simple.
Not simple, but it could have been simple.
Let me see. I'll play how they asked. Tell me to go slaughter a cow.
It's like basically. So I spoke to, this is basically Nabi Musa. But Nabi Musa went back and he spoke to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He came back. He said, yeah, y'all want the answer? He's like, yeah. Go slaughter a cow and you guys will get your answer.
A cow? What do you mean a cow? You just want us to go slaughter a random cow? There's cows. Give us a specific cow. What cow?
Yeah, so basically,
like, we're not gonna slaughter just any cow.
Any random cow.
This cow has to be specific. It has to be coming from the moon. It has to be this. Give us a specific cow.
Like, ain't no way this could be that easy. Like, no.
So they were hard again, and Allah was hard on them.
Yeah, so Allah was hard on them. So then next thing you know, he asked them, all right. Musa alayhi salam goes back to Allah, and then next thing you know, Musa alayhi salam came back with the message. He's like, get a cow that's not too old, nor is it too young.
Nor does it work on the farm. Nor has it worked on the farm.
No, that's last.
That's last. Oh, okay.
That's last.
And then like, well, we have a bunch of middle cows.
Yeah, we have a bunch of cows.
A bunch of them. Which one is that? Go be specific, man. We have a bunch of cows that aren't old, they're young, they're in the middle. Which one?
Which ones are basically?
And then they were hard, and then Allah became hard on them.
And then basically Musa like,
these people.
So then he went back. He got the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He came back and he's like, you know what? Get me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it's a yellow cow.
A yellow cow? Abdi has a yellow cow. Khalid has a yellow cow. I have a yellow cow. Saeed has a yellow. We all have a yellow cow. Which cow are we gonna slaughter? Give us a specific one. You know.
Give us a specific yellow cow.
They were hard, and Allah was hard on them again.
What? It's like what? It's like you ask somebody. You know, it's like you gave somebody $100,000. Go buy me a Honda. He goes to the Honda dealership. Yo, Dad, there's like a lot of Hondas out here. Which Honda you want me to buy? Just buy any Honda, man. Nah, you gotta be specific with the Honda.
Give me something that's not old and that's not really new.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want? 2015 or 2016?
Yeah, it's 2023, Dad. You want something that's 2020 or down to 2010? Like, what do you want, Dad? You know what, son? All right, get me
2015. This is 2015.
Give me an SUV. And
no. Before you even get to that, you say give me 15. Give me one that's year 2015. Well, which one, Dad? Do you want an SUV, a mini, a coupe? Which one do you want? And then he's like, just get me a SUV that's yellow. Dad, there's a CRV. There's the Passport. There's the Pilot. There's a Journey one too, right?
There's all these SUVs that Honda made. Like, which one you want me?
Yeah, bro, I just told you to give me 100. That's it.
You could have just got me
Surprise
a
me. Give me a coupe if you like something.
Like, give me something. So that's how they were with Musa. Basically, they were given an instruction, and they just wanted to get more harder and more annoying and specific. So after they told him like, we want a yellow cow, and they're like, nah, it can't be any yellow cow because there's a lot of yellow cows out here. He's like, all right, give me a cow that has no spots. And he wasn't prepared and wasn't prepared to fill the land or use for irrigation, basically. So like, you talking the truth now. That's what they told him. Now you telling the truth.
Now they say it's true because you know why? They looked around and they don't have it.
Yeah.
Now they're like, oh, none of us have it. Now it has to be mystical, you know?
It has to be mystical. It has to be for real.
These guys are up for the journey. They want to do this adventure looking for this mystery cow. When Allah just told them to slaughter a cow. And
I swear to God. So next thing you know, they start looking, and then they found the cow. They're like, ooh, yes. And then it didn't belong to any of them. It belonged to somebody else. So next thing you know, they asked the kid, like yo, we want your cow. We want to buy it with the whoop. He's like, this is not mine. I got to go talk to my mom. They went, talked to the mom. She's like, we don't want to sell the cow, you know? So we don't want to sell it. So next thing you know, they're like, you know what? Let us just get the skin of the cow, basically. Right?
But they sell it. They offer the kid a lot. So the kid is like, okay, my mom doesn't want to sell it. I'll sell it to you guys. So they finally, they have a conversation with the kid. Boom, boom, boom. They have a conversation. They say, okay, we'll sell you the cow.
All right.
Then they sell the cow. They finally get the cow. Now they come and slaughter.
They slaughter the cow. Now look at this, guys. Now look at this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, once he's like, okay, I slaughtered the cow. Take the meat from that cow, go to the guy who died, and throw the meat at the guy. If I was giving this instruction, I'd be scared. What do you mean? Pick the meat and then throw it at the guy.
That sounds strange.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. So they picked the meat. They went to the dead person, and then they threw it at the dead person. Once they threw it at the dead person shot up. It's not like specifically, it didn't say that he like got up. He shot up. He basically woke up. You know what I mean? Basically jumped out of his bed. Not bed, but like basically jumped out of the ground. So next thing you know, he's like, this person killed me. And the next thing you know, he went back and died. What? What? So they found out the person who killed this person. And then on top of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said after they learned and they saw that, their hearts became harder.
And harder.
Like rock and even harder than rock. What?
After all this.
So first it was basically easy for them. Just slaughter a cow, you could have got your answer. Then, there's a lot of cows. I get one that's not too young, not too old. Okay, there's a lot of those. Get me a yellow one. There's a lot of those. Get me one that ain't got no spots, nor is it ready for irrigation, nor is it, what's the name, ready for the land. All right, we got it. Let's go. Went it. Talked to the guy. Slaughtered it. Take the meat. Threw it. Saw the man jump up, got alive.
That's enough to make me a believer.
Saw the man jump up, got alive. Went back down. He died. Now he's done. And the next thing you know what? I don't even believe him anymore.
Yeah,
like what? Well, like, come on. Like how much more specific, how much more that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to show. And this happened many times back in the past. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we have risen, that basically we brought the dead people back alive, and then just like this many times that happened with the people of Salah. That happened with a lot of people. And it's just like, dang, these people not believing. So after that happened, one of the people, basically what I was saying, they asked like, yo, Musa, who's the most knowledgeable person?
Yeah, because now they've seen all this. They're like, okay, Musa must think he know everything, you know? Mm-hmm. They're like, let's ask him. He might know who's the smartest of all the people. So it's not, and this is not just one person coming up to you, okay? This isn't Abdi or this isn't Jack just coming up to you with some random conversations, okay? This is a group.
It's a group of people.
A group of people coming to you, and you're just by yourself. And these are the people you're supposed to lead. You're the leader.
I don't know how it was, but I could just imagine Musa alayhi salam, worrying about other things.
Or fishing.
Fishing, you know what I mean? He could be fishing. He could be getting his stuff. He could be just chilling. You know what I mean? I don't know. Oh, that's me.
Oh.
I don't know why it's there. But basically, he could just be chilling, doing his thing. And then next thing you know, a whole swarm of people.
People just coming up. We have a question. We have a question. School.
Yeah.
In high school. Not even high school, just school in general. Like when a teacher gives us, she puts a solution or problem on the board, and she goes, everyone do it. And now everyone gets confused. Now everyone wants help from the teacher. Now she's standing in the corner over there. Now everybody just gets up. help me. I'm on this problem. It's just like similarity to that, you know?
Yeah, basically.
Just one teacher in the class.
Yeah.
You know, they're all, it's at least 15 kids. I mean, 20.
It's like 25 students per class.
In the class, and just one teacher. And now every time they have a little question, they're going to run up. They gather up. Every time. This spike gets annoying, you know? And this isn't like this isn't like similar to a school, too, at the same time, because it's not. Because there's a teacher, and the teacher's older than the students, you know? And the students are young. These, like, the prophet, these people could, same age as him, even older, you know? Coming up to him, asking him these ridiculous stuff, you know? Saying these stuff like, oh, maybe... Now they come up to him and saying, who's the smartest person?
Basically, who's the most knowledgeable?
Who knows all? That's what they came and asked him. Who has knowledge? And then the prophet, he says, me. But I told you, the prophet is a servant of Allah, and he's also human, you know? Allah says to him, you are not the smartest person, you know? He addresses him right away. He says, you are not the smartest person. You want to know who the smartest person is? Go to the rivers where the two rivers meet, and you have lost your food. Now, their problem became intiham, and in a journey, not intiham, a journey for the prophet. Now, Allah has commanded him to go upon this journey to find out who the smartest guy in this world is.
So, yeah, basically, he said you will meet him when
the two rivers meet, and you lose your lunch.
Two rivers meet, and then you lose the lunch. So next thing you know, Musa alayhi salam, he took his lunch, and then he started walking. Started walking, got to the place that he said that he needed to be, and then he went to sleep because he was waiting for this person, basically, right? He fell asleep.
Yeah, they rested. He said let's rest for a second. He said we're at these two rivers. He could see it, these two rivers are meeting, but I haven't lost my food. He didn't understand you would lose your food. So he sat down next to the tree. He closed his eyes. By the way, the Prophet Musa didn't go by himself. This time, he asked his servant boy. He went along with him. We wouldn't use that word strongly, a servant boy, but someone like who
basically
accompany him or help him on this journey, So this boy was carrying the food. And so now imagine, they don't have fridges, okay? It's just a fish from the water, from the river. They caught him, put him in a bucket. Now the kid's holding the food, and the Prophet says, let's drink water and rest. Now they're drinking water. The Prophet closes his eyes, and the kid that's holding the bucket, he puts it down next to the river. He sees the fish, subhanAllah. The fish that was in the basket jumps, goes right into the river. And he's like, huh?
That's my lunch. Basically, that's my food.
What? So Shaitan comes in between, makes him forget. He says, I will tell him as soon as I have to tell him about what just happened. This disappointment. Our meal just got lost into the river. He says, you won't believe it. He just went into the river. And then as the Prophet, he says, I'll let him sleep. When he wakes up, I'll tell him. But Shaitan takes advantage of the time. The devil's in the details. As time went by, he made the kid forget. So they got up. So the Prophet said, okay, let's go. Let's keep continuing. Because Allah told them, continue until you lose your food and the two rivers meet. So those two things to the Prophet, it didn't happen yet because he was sleeping. Now they got up, they're walking. And then the Prophet goes, this is taking a while now. He goes, I'm hungry. Okay, where's the food? He goes, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
He's like, hey man,
forgive me,
bro. But your food gone.
You won't believe it.
I want to tell you how it happened, bro. But I can't remember how it happened. Imagine you like traveling for days now. You traveling for days.
You thinking your food is secure.
You thinking your food is secure because you took a nap. And then next thing you know, only person you brought. There was nobody else that you could be like, hey, where's my food? Where's my food? You brought one person. You know that one meme or that one quote everybody saying, you had one job.
Yeah, one job.
This man had one job. And that was basically to make sure you don't lose my food. Next thing you know, I get hungry. You come back, you tell him my food gone.
Gone.
And on top of that, you don't remember how my food went.
He's like, the shaitan. And I wanted to tell you, but shaitan took the best of me, you know? And the Prophet understood. He's like, we passed our journey, our point stop.
But imagine somebody telling you that right now. Well, I wouldn't believe the person.
I don't care who it is. Even my mom tells me the food is wrong, I'm greedy. Yeah, may Allah forgive me. I need my fish back.
Like, you lost my fish.
Like,
bro.
I'm sorry. Forget everything. Fish? Forget this journey for a second. Like, let's put this aside. What did you do?
And you said what? You can't remember it? Because Shaitan made you forget? Now you want to blame Shaitan now. This ain't got nothing to do with Shaitan.
I would have been like, I'll help you remember. No, I saw something reckless about to happen. You know?
It's crazy.
But the Prophet has patience, you know?
Yeah,
he knew everything happens. He said,
and he was told, like, yeah, your food is going to get lost.
You're going to lose your food. But he didn't really, Allah says you're going to lose your food. He didn't give him all the details. He just said, when you lose your food, when you realize you lost your food and the rivers meet, that's where you'll meet him. So he goes, do you remember exactly where we lost our food? He goes, yeah, the tree over there. Yeah, where you were resting. He says, over there, let's go back. Now they go back. Now, guess who's there? Khidr. The man he's supposed to meet. The man who's supposed to know what he does not know. Because remember we had this debate about the unknown. There was a hadith that
basically,
Khadija, was it? It was Aisha. She said, if anyone tells you that the Prophet has seen the unknown, then that person is lying, is a liar. Like, no prophet, no one knows the unknown except Allah. The unknown is to him. You know, no one knows. No prophet, no one knows. So the Prophet goes, I was sent to meet you. Do you know everything? He says, yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, I know you. I know some things you don't know. He goes, well, what do you know that I don't know? He goes, well, I know a lot of things you don't know. He goes, teach me. He says, teach you? I don't think you could bear with me.
Yeah, basically.
Can you be patient with me?
Khidr wasn't like just some random person that's there. Khidr was basically a person who followed the footsteps of Musa, basically teaching the Musa. So he was also worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the same way as Musa alayhi salam.
During the same time.
During the same time. But Musa alayhi salam didn't know about this person until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to go on this journey.
So he's like, teach me. I want to know what you know. Let me follow you, you know. Yeah, now, because the Prophet, the knowledge, we all want to seek knowledge. Now, Allah has told him, this man has more knowledge than you. Allah told him, this man knows what you don't know. Okay? Allah didn't say this guy knows everything. He said, this guy knows what you don't know. Okay? Now, the Prophet, he's curious. Curiosity, you know?
Basically.
Everyone has curiosity. Now, knowing that he's the Prophet, knowing that someone else is out there that knows more than him, he's curious. He wants to know. He says, teach me, you know? Let me follow you. Let me see how you live, you know? But Khidr says, Khidr, he says, you won't be able to bear patience with me.
Yeah, because you don't know what I know. The things that I do, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to have patience.
He said, no. I'll have patience.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I got you.
Imagine.
Trust me. I got you.
You know, I have patience. I'm one of the amongst, you know, I'm a prophet. I have patience. Allah has trained me for this. I have patience, you know? He goes, yeah, you've been trained. You have knowledge, you know, but you don't have patience for the knowledge you don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you're ready, man.
You know, I know something you don't.
I'm ready. I have patience. I'll be right behind your back. Yeah.
Remember that one? I don't want to astaghfirullah, may Allah forgive me, that 150 Cent song? I'm ready to murder him. I'm ready. You cross the street. I'm ready. You remember that? You remember that?
I remember. You talking about Many Man. Yeah, you talking about Many Man.
That moment just reminded me of that. But astaghfirullah. That's good. He says, I'm ready, you know. I want to know. So he says, okay. You have to be patient. That's it. You patient with me. That's it. Okay? He says, let's go.
And you can't question me.
No, he doesn't say it yet. He doesn't say it yet. He says, whatever I do is I do. You don't know anything, don't question what I do. Don't question it, okay? Khalas. I know you're following me. Okay? You're following my footsteps now. Everything I do, don't question it. So what they do is, as they're going, they see a boat. right?
They reach a river first.
Yeah, they reach a river.
As they walking, they reach a river, and then they see a boat. And then they need to get across the river. So then they see all these people, and they got boats. And so the next thing you know, they went to the poor. And there was a lot of old and poor people on the boat. So next thing you know, they asked them.
No, a couple, older couple. They were old.
It wasn't a couple.
It wasn't a couple.
There was a couple of boats, and then there was a boat that was filled with old people, old and poor people, basically. So next thing you know, they asked them like, "Yo, can we get on this boat with you guys? Because we would like to cross the river." And he's like, "Yeah." They allowed them to.
And acknowledge the prophet sees the boat. The boat is damaged. It's not
damaged.
No.
The boat is not damaged.
It wasn't damaged?
It wasn't damaged.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah,
the boat was new. The boat, it was a fresh boat.
Yeah, it was a fresh boat.
It was a fresh boat, you're right.
Yeah, so basically after they allowed them to get on a boat, you know, he's like, Musa was like, oh my God, they gave us the boat.
He's sitting on the other side.
Yeah, basically, you know, they gave us the boat. We going across the river. These people are so nice.
I'm going to you play Prophet Musa, and I'll not play. We'll portray. I'll do what Qadr was doing, and you pretend.
He's like, oh my God, these people are so nice. These people are so nice. They let's get on the boat. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And the next thing I turn around, this man breaking a boat. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? These people are poor. Ain't got nothing else to lose. Y'all here breaking the boat, man.
This is a fine boat. What are you doing? Like, shh. Patient. You said you would be patient with me. You said you would be patient.
But these people, they poor, they old. How you gonna do this to them? Like,
don't ask me. I know what you don't know. Don't ask me. You said you would be patient with me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You know,
sorry. I'll be patient.
And then the prophet goes, "Sorry, I won't ask you again."
I won't ask you, bro. I won't ask you.
And then now we continue. We get off the boat.
You get off the boat.
And now,
so once they get off the boat, they reach the place that they needed to go. They will go walk even more. The next thing you know, Khidr and Musa came upon this place where kids were playing around. They were having fun playing around with tube, yada, yada. So Khidr, he takes one kid, slams him on the ground, and then kills him. Random kid.
No. To Prophet Musa. To Prophet Musa, a random kid. Okay.
Yeah, to Prophet Musa was a random kid. To him, it was a random kid because, you know, he's just following him. So next thing you know, he sees the kid, and then he puts him on the ground, and then he basically kills him. And Prophet Musa like, this is haram, man. Like, how could you kill the kid?
And imagine, the prophet he's a prophet, okay? He stands by the word of Allah. He just witnessed murder.
And then also, I'm pretty sure he's also confused because this was the person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him to. So it's like, so you gotta think about,
this guy's supposed to be righteous.
This guy's supposed to be righteous.
He knows more than me.
He's killing the kid in front of me
for no reason. Like, let's speak of the knowledge of what the prophet was going through, not for what Khidr knows. He's for no reason. Why'd you kill this kid? He was just playing with the other kids. Why would you kill this kid? For what reason? And Khidr goes, you said you'd bear patience with me. What happened to that? Where's your patience? He said, oh, but you killed, but where's your patience?
Where's your patience?
He goes, forgive me. Forgive me.
And
if I do it again,
if I do it again,
I'll leave your side.
I'll leave you, and then you can go on beyond your day. You know
he says, forgive me for this. I know I said I'll be patient. I said I won't question everything you do. Forgive me. This is my second strike. If I do it again, forgive me.
Yeah.
You know, I'll walk away.
We'll split ways.
We'll go our ways. He goes, okay.
All right. So the next, you know, they go along and they walk. And then they reach to a place where the people, they needed something. Basically, they needed hospitality. They needed food, water. They needed a place to stay with the whoop, yada, yada. So next thing you know, they started asking these people, yo, can we get some food? Everybody said no to them. Everybody said no. No to food, no to water, to bread, hospitality, everything. They ignored them, basically.
They even said we'll work for it.
Yeah, they even said we'll work for it and everything. They're like, nah, we don't want to pay out. We don't want to pay out, basically. So next thing you know, Khidr saw this wall that was basically leaning and it was basically damaged.
It's like we all seen a house that's, everything else fell down, but just that one wall that's just hanging there, you know?
Basically.
That's about to completely fall. So Khidr gets up.
And Prophet Musa. They both did the work.
But first he sees him. He stops. He sees, Prophet Musa sees Khidr stop at this house. He's like, why is he stopping?
It was a wall.
It was a wall.
Yeah.
He says, why is he stopping next to this wall? He sees him. He picks up stuff. He sees him fixing. He goes, okay, let me help him out. He fixed. And then curiosity, you know?
Yeah.
He asks him, why?
Why are we fixing this wall? They're not even paying us, bro.
What? They just, They said no to us. We even said we'll work for our food, and we're hungry. I'm hungry.
You gotta think Musa didn't eat for a minute, man.
Yeah, it was since his journey. Like since he lost his food.
Yeah,
he lost his food. He got really hungry. He had to look for his food. Now he's taking all these journeys with him. He's going. He's seeing all this, and he's like, I'm hungry.
We want some food.
And those people wouldn't give us. And this is all of us. When we get hungry, we get grumpy. Like Snickers, they say.
Snickers.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Yeah,
you're not.
Snickers satisfies.
The prophet's like, they wouldn't even give us food. There's not no promotion. The prophet goes, they didn't give us food. We even said we'll work for it. We're strong men, We could work for our food. Put in the profit, put in the work. They said no to us. And now you want to fix a wall? What? Why are we fixing the wall?
No food?
They what? And then he goes, what did I say? We're done. Khalas.
Yeah, basically we're done, man.
That's the tone he said it in. We're done. He said, go your way, I go my way.
Basically.
And then that's the prophet. He goes, wait, but let me tell you why I did what I did. Just to ease your knowledge,
to let you know, basically.
To show you that I know for what you don't know. Mm-hmm. He goes, what did we do the first time? On the boat.
It was basically the ship.
The boat.
Yeah.
You know what it was? There was a king that's going around looking for a beautiful boat that's in good shape.
Good boats in
if he sees the ship and it's damaged, he leaves it alone. But if he sees a new boat, he kills the people, everyone on board, and takes over.
And basically take that boat.
And then the prophet goes, you saved their lives.
And their boat.
And their boat. Now they have their boat working ship and their lives.
Basically.
That little damage not going to do anything to them. But that king seeing that little damage, he's not going to want the boat. But if I didn't inflict that damage onto that boat, he would have killed them and taken their boat. And then for the second time, that kid you seen I killed?
The kid that
his mom is a true believer.
Yeah, their parents are true believers.
True believers.
They're righteous people.
They're righteous people. And this kid, if he were to grow older, he was going to lead them astray.
Nah, he was going to become an evil kid.
Yeah, evil kid.
He was going to become an evil kid.
To be hard on them, you know?
Basically.
To become hard on them. He said, so his mom has been praying for a righteous child. Allah, I took them.
No,
it was.
Basically, this is what happened. After he killed the kid,
the mom got pregnant.
Basically gave her another kid.
Yeah, so
and he became a righteous kid.
That's what Qadr said. He said she's a pious woman. She's a good woman. So she's been praying for a good kid. This kid was gonna be evil. So we blessed her with a better one.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
blessed her with a child. So as soon as that kid died, his mom got pregnant.
Yeah, basically.
Now she's not gonna. Now he died as a kid. No one knows if he was bad or good.
Yeah, basically.
But now Allah has blessed her with a child who's gonna be righteous.
He's gonna grow to be righteous. And then lastly, that wall. The reason why we put up that wall because the kids behind that wall was orphans.
Two of them, I think there
was two of them. They were orphans, and their parents they had treasure under that wall because their parents were like. Basically, rich people. They left their wealth, their treasures under that wall.
And these kids are little.
You saw how those people didn't want to give us anything. They didn't want to give us no food. They didn't want to give us no water. They didn't want to give us no hospitality. You saw how stingy they were with us. Imagine if that wall fell and then they saw the treasure.
With those kids.
They saw the treasure. So next thing you know, we built the wall and made it strong enough so when the kids grow up and then the wall falls, they see the treasure, they will be able to fight against the people and take their treasure with them.
And I think their dad was a good guy. Their dad was
basically.
Their dad was a pious. And then he said they were too young to even discover that treasure.
Yeah.
So even if they discover it, they're too young. They're going to waste it on small stuff. And people are going to take their money from them.
Basically take their money. They're not going to have the strength to fight off.
I built this wall so it could be steady till the day they hit the age,
basically.
When they're mature and they could take care of it. He goes, oh.
Wow.
And you know what the Prophet Muhammad says about this scene when he tells him? He says, if only Prophet Musa was patient, we would have known more.
And also the biggest lesson that I took from this story, this whole Khidr thing, is that within life, there's things are gonna go how you don't plan them to go. Or things will happen where you question like, why is this happening? You know what I mean? You could be like, I want to become a doctor. or let's just say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote a plan for you, and He said, "Yo, Muhammad, you're gonna be, let's say, you're gonna be an engineer." But in America, in order for you to get an engineer, you gotta go to class, you gotta go to school, you gotta go to college, you gotta do this and do that and do that. And so then you go on with that path. And then next thing you know, something happens, something tragic happens to you, and then you're like, man, I can't, what's the name? I can't continue doing this. So next thing you know, you fall off. And then next thing you know, the tragic thing, that time passed, whoop to whoop, yada yada.
You get
and then
married.
next thing you know, you get married, whoop to whoop. And then years go by. And then you tell people ask you, you wanted to be an engineer, you were working, what happened? And then you tell them, and then you're like, things ain't go as it has that plan. And then years go down, you have a family and everything. And then you meet this one guy. And he's like, I'm looking for people, I'm looking for an engineer. You be like, hey, I know a little bit of something. Let's work things out, and then you can pay me to become an engineer, da 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 da. And next thing you know, he gives you a job, he gives you everything, and now you're an engineer. It's like it doesn't matter what your goal is. Sometimes things are not gonna happen the way you want it to happen, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put you through things, and then you be like, oh, this is like, and then when you get to your result, to the place that you want, you be like, wow, I never thought that I was gonna go through all that. You know what I mean?
You know what I get this from this story? Even the bad things that you think is happening to you is a protection. You know how Khidr on the boat, he damaged the boat from the pirate ship coming and taking over. One day you had this big meeting, okay? This big meeting. Oh no! Let's say you wanted to be an engineer, right? And this engineer, this 2006 class of 2006 engineers, you had to go in that year and you had to take this test, but you missed it. Okay, it was this. You had to go into this building. You had to go take, but you overslept.
Yeah.
Woke. Oh, bro, it's 1 hour away, and now they're going in this. They're going in this, and then all you see is boom, the building exploded.
Oh, whoa.
Like,
I swear.
Like, what? That could have been my life.
I swear.
You could have gone into that building and died with him, but Allah protected you from it. He made you oversleep. Or sometimes you see, this is a perfect, I know everyone sees this. Or you see someone walking outside and they're yelling, and you're like, bro, why is that man yelling? Like Prophet Musa, you don't know why that man's yelling. You don't have no knowledge of what he just went through. Don't ever judge people. You know only what you know. Allah knows everything. I don't know what you don't know. Yeah. You woke up, I don't know what you saw. The first thing you saw this morning was, I saw something different. This Khidr story teaches me that everything has a different point of view.
Yeah, everything got a different point of view.
You have to understand.
Everything got a lesson.
If you want to judge something, make sure you know both sides of the stories. Because Khidr, part of the side of the story was legit. And if he tells it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I would have done that. But if he never told us that, but from Musa's side, this guy is what he.
The man would have been crazy. We would have known Khidr as a crazy guy. A murderer, a demolisher, and a guy who does stuff for free. Like, come on.
Or none keeps people. Nah, does stuff for free.
Yeah, does
randomly just built a wall.
Yeah,
Trump. Randomly just built a wall. There's two sides of everything. Of
every story.
If Allah makes you sick, if you worked your whole life to become an engineer and you didn't, you failed. You kept taking the test, you failed. Yeah, it's not because Allah doesn't want grateful for you.
Yeah.
Allah is protecting you from evil.
Protecting you from some other things.
Maybe you didn't want, Allah, your passion is not engineer. You maybe had to become a doctor.
Yeah.
Or maybe a soccer player. Or it's something, something that has a bigger impact on your deen and your life,
I swear. Sometimes, let's say you became an engineer at the end, but let's say nothing tragic happened. You could have been through colleges and everything. Who knows? You could have committed zina. You could have had a baby mama. Who knows? You could have been doing alcohol or drugs. Who knows? You could have been going to a specific friend group that may lead you to something bad. Everything has its purpose. They said whatever bad comes from Allah is good, and whatever good comes from Allah is good. So whatever happens, just say Alhamdulillah to it. You know what I mean? Even the struggles that you're going through, there's a reason for everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that basically none of your energy, none of your work will go rewarded. So what if you're being a good guy, if you're being a good person, and then next thing you know, everybody else is not treating you the same, don't worry, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you with things that you would never imagine. Or if you don't get rewarded in this life, you're gonna get rewarded in the next life.
Your reward is guaranteed.
Your reward is guaranteed.
But you just have to be patient, you know.
You're gonna have tawakkul, and then you're gonna have your patience and your trust. Yeah, that's all it is.
Prophet Musa would have known more if he was more patient. But no,
was more patient.
But alhamdulillah, no one had his patience dealing with Bani Israel. You know, even you have to understand patience. No one could ever have the highest patience more than
Especially
Allah.
us nowadays.
This story also shows that no one has more patience than Allah.
Yeah.
You know, years and years and years, generation and generation, Allah will bring down a prophet. He would Shaitan would influence them. It
was like 125,000 prophets. He said.
He would bring
prophets
them,
and messengers.
Shaitan would influence it again. He would bring. Allah would just sit back and says, "Hey," Allah never came to a prophet and said, "I'm mad. You don't tell your people to do what they did." You know, if they're doing, you know,
yeah, basically.
Even if they
he said the same message too.
He warned them. He said, "Don't do this. You're gonna become like that. Don't you not see what I did to the people of Salah?
Yeah.
Do you not see what I did to the people of Lut? You know,
people of Ibrahim. All those.
They do a mistake." He says, I forgive you guys. I give you guys a chance again. No one has patience more than Allah. You know, this comes to show in life is hard.
Life is hard.
Wallahi, even if you say, I have strong patience, Allah will still test your patience.
Yeah.
And yet within that, the only thing you can do is have patience. Sabr, you know?
Sabr.
Is it sabr?
Sabr.
No, you saying it right?
Sabr.
Sabr, okay. S-A-B-R.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر, basically.
Yeah. S-A-B-R.
Yeah, S-A-B-R, sabr.
Well, what did Bani Israel do? Next step.
So the next thing that they did
after the prophet came back, now he knows.
After the prophet came back,
and this story humbled him.
Humbled him also.
It humbled the prophet because when the people came to him, he said, "I was the smartest," but now he says, "No, I'm not."
He's not the smartest, basically.
Allah knows everything.
So
Allah
he learned what he had to learn. He came back to his people. There's a small story inside where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala basically told them, don't fish on the Sabbath.
Yeah, the fishing.
Don't fish on the Sabbath. And so the next thing you know, is people are like, don't fish on the Sabbath. And then the other days that they will fish, there'll be less fishes. But the day on the Sabbath, there will be a lot of fishes.
That's Allah's intiham for them.
Basically, they're like, you know what, there's got to be a way to get it. So what they did was, we're going to have to find a loophole in this. So basically what they did was, they put the net in Friday night. And then next thing you know, when all the fishes were there Saturday and they were there Sunday morning, early in the morning, they went out. They got the nets and they took all the fishes. And it's like...
And remember, this day is a day that no one works.
Yeah, no one works.
Allah said this is the day of worship. You know? No, everyone close their store. Everyone come from their house. The men come from their house, come to the masjid. Just worship, you know, just sit down, read your Quran. That's it. No one's working. Now, look at the arrogance in these people. These fishing, these nets, who you think gave it to you? You know, these days. Allah gave you all this life. Allah gave 7 days. He said Saturday. Okay?
Sabbath. We don't know exactly.
No, I'm saying.
Because in the Bible, some people say Sabbath is a Sunday.
I don't know which day, but 7 days. They had 7 days.
They had 7 days.
7 days. Just one day. 6 days. They couldn't be patient. They said, no, that's the best day.
Yeah. They see all the fishes.
We humans, we are arrogant, you know. When we told to obey, if for example, me and you sitting over here, right?
In the human brain, it's automatic that they do the opposite.
Yeah, like if you and me sitting over here and I tell you, hey, don't touch that 3. Not look how you look.
And then you're gonna look at it like, why you don't want me to touch that 3?
Why don't you want me to touch that 3?
And it's been within us ever since we were a kid. Like if you tell a kid, don't touch that fire,
he's like,
I'm gonna go touch the fire and see what's going on.
But if you tell him, look, I don't care, go touch it, he's gonna look at you like, well, what is he planning?
Not gonna touch that fire.
What is this man planning?
If I tell you don't touch the fire, you're gonna touch the fire. Yeah,
he's definitely hiding something from me. He's definitely, that's where he put the candy. That's how human mentality works with kids, grown-ups, everyone. If you go to a stranger, if you go up to a stranger and say, don't look at me, he's going to be like, who the heck does he think he is?
I'll look at you.
More than look at you. I'll take a picture of you and then look at it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I just said, don't look at me. Why don't you want me to look at you? Huh? What are you something special? We already get offended and aggressive, you know?
If someone tells not to do
so
something.
when they told, don't go on a specific day, just worship. What? That's where the best fishes coming.
That's where the fishes be coming, man.
The salmonella, or salmon,
catfish, everything.
That's where we fish, you know. And some of them are like, that's where we make money. You know, So what they did is, he said, don't fish this day. We smart. We smart.
Throw the nets on Friday night.
Okay.
Early morning on
You said
Sunday.
don't. You said
fish on Sunday.
Don't fish on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Sunday basically.
Whichever day you said don't fish.
Uh-huh.
What about the day next? I'm gonna throw it in before, and they'll come pick it up after. Huh? It's subhanallah.
And then Allah SWT turned them into apes.
Apes.
As
Was
a
it pigs
punishment.
or apes?
Apes.
Apes.
It was apes.
Subhanallah.
And then I think like I had a thought like, so every ape that we see, are they like the people of Bani Israel? That's what I was thinking. Are those the people?
I'm sure there were animals out there. They just had to portray them as something someone looks, you know. Excuse me. They portray them as something someone accused them as goofy, you know. Like we see monkeys. So when someone becomes a monkey, we're gonna say he made a foolery, you know. So we understand. I'm pretty sure there were monkeys, but Allahu Alam.
It's apes.
Allah knows apes.
That's what I heard. But the way I learned it.
These people of Bani Israel.
Bani Israel. And what happened after that? After they turned to apes, is there like another story?
Yeah, the story is long. But that prophet Dawood comes from.
Dawood?
Yeah, and then Talib. Talib wasn't a prophet. Talib was one of the leaders. So the story of Bani Israel goes long and long.
Yeah, but I'm talking about with Musa though. With Musa, I'm pretty sure it comes to an end after.
Musa, it becomes, I think. No, he lives his life with them. He has day challenges with them.
Yeah, he did.
And then I think
it was time for him to go.
I think he dies, and then Harun dies.
Harun dies first.
Harun first dies,
and then
a year later.
The Harun dies, and they try to accuse them and be like, "Hey, you killed this man killed his brother."
Yeah.
Like what? They got to that arrogant, and then after that, it was time for him to die. And then next thing you know, the angel of death try to come and take Musa alayhi salam. So Musa, he's like, "You're not taking my soul." Then he punched him.
Oh yeah, I do.
But then he punched the angel of death. Next thing you know, he goes back up there to Allah like, "Ya Allah, you told me to take a soul from a person, but he don't want to go. He don't want to go."
But this man says he's not ready.
He's not ready, and then he hit me for all things. Like he hit me, and so then next thing you know, he went back down, and then basically they asked Musa like,
he said, "No, ask him the question." He says, "Go ask him this question."
Which question?
Remember when they told him to grab?
Yeah,
from
basically
the back,
I'm getting to that. So basically, they went down and they're like, you don't want your soul taken. So basically, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna either we take your soul now, or you could grab the ox. Basically, get an ox, grab the hair that's on it, and whichever single hair strand that's on there, you could live. That's 1 year. We'll give you 1 year. So then he's like, what's gonna happen after all those years?
Die.
He's like, you'll die. I gotta come back and do my job. So basically, he's like,
the end game is I'll die.
Yeah, I'll die. And that's the case, then you can take my soul now.
Take
Imagine he telling the angel of death, yeah, you know what I mean? After these choices, I see what's going on. You know what? Yeah.
Because he realizes at the end, we all go, inna lillahi wa inna raji'un.
Yeah.
You know?
To Allah we come from, and to Allah
we shall return.
But basically, the reason why he wanted to stay alive was basically he wanted to see not only the people, but basically he wants to see conquer Jerusalem.
Yeah, he wanted to see his
basically he wanted to see the conquer of Jerusalem and everything, and basically get to the part where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised him the victory of Jerusalem. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has his plan, and there's a reason why he want him to go away earlier than expected. So Allahu Alam, you know what I mean? And that's basically, is there more to it?
No, but there is more about the people of Bani Israel.
Bani Israel,
but it ends with the Prophet Musa.
After
the Prophet, these people are still arrogant. Mm-hmm. They're still the same. After the Prophet dies, years and years, becomes an anarchy. No, it's not an anarchy. They lose. There's no king after them.
Yeah.
No prophet was a king, and no king was a prophet during that time. There were still prophets.
There was a king. There was Prophet Sulaiman.
No, Suleiman comes, and then what you call it? Dawood is the father of Suleiman.
Dawood is?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying there was a king that was.
No. Before the period of time.
I know, but you're saying there was no prophet that was a king.
No.
Prophet Suleiman was a king.
But it was a years gap between after the Prophet Musa died. These years of gap, there was no prophet. There was a king. There was no king who was a prophet until Prophet Dawood. Okay, but there was a righteous guy, Talut. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Talut comes. So Bani Israel, they go against these people, these giant people, right? For years and years and years and years and years and years, they fight. They do bad stuff. So these guys, they come up, they go to a group that's stronger than them. These group, they beat them. They take the casket of the Prophet Musa. It was Allahu Alam. They said a cover, some sheet, and his stick was in there. So they take it, and then they're like, but to them, they respected the Prophet Musa. They were like, we lost our greatest treasure. You know, this is our greatest treasure. We need. Then some of them say, yeah, there's a path, a pious people there. They're like, we need someone who lead us. You know, someone who would show us all this. Then that's when they say they appointed Talut. But even when they were appointing Talut, they were like, he's from Benjamin people. You know. He's from the low class people. Why would we choose him? And then as the time goes, Allah showed them, pick him. You know, because Talut was strong. He was strong and a general. That's what they needed. Someone who take command. So he took command. His story is beautiful, actually. He says, I don't know, Allahu Alam, how many soldiers he had, but he had a bunch of soldiers, and he said, this is a test. We're going to go over there. So in this heat, they walked in this heat for days, days, and they come across this river. He goes, anyone that drinks out that river will go home. It's not amongst my soldiers. You drink that water, you go home. You know, you're not amongst. If you want to drink that river, if you want to drink some, drink it with one hand. If you drink with one hand, you're still with me. You know, a bunch of people go. They're like, no, we're not doing this. You know, they can't. The hardship of training. This is the training he's putting them. He's a tough guy. He puts them only a small amount. If you look up exactly how much people that were left, it was a small group. Now they're going. Now they're walking. There's a small group of them. They go to the people of Goliath. This is when now Prophet Dawood is with them. David, he's amongst those people who Talib said, if you don't drink, or if you drink, you can drink with one hand. If you drink with two hands, you go back home. You're not amongst my soldiers. Now they go up to this group. Now imagine they just drink. The people that some of them that are still with them, they didn't drink none, and some did only drink a little handful, like a small hand. That's all they drink. Now there's this group of soldiers. Now the group of soldiers, this giant is with them, Goliath. He's like, who wants to go against me? Who? And the people of Ben Israel like, what? This guy's huge. Like, who? They're all panicking, you know. And then Prophet Dawood steps up. He says, I'll deal with him. And then Goliath is like, oh, this kid, I'll smash all of them. He goes up. And then everyone knows the Prophet Dawood story. He gets his, what was it called? The launcher thing.
His slingshot.
His slingshot. He gets a slingshot. Boom. Strikes him, you know? And now they're like, this giant, that's by this kid. And now they all recognize him. He's young, though. And so Talut keeps him in the command, trains him, and now the Prophet Dawood grows older and older and older. Now remember, Dawood is the father of Suleiman. Suleiman spoke to animals. We could talk about the story some other time.
Yeah, we can talk about the story later. I'm like, this man speaking a whole nother topic. Like,
but we'll stop there. The Prophet stories always keeps me going, you know?
It keeps you going.
But we'll stop here. We'll stop at the part where Dawood kills Goliath, and then boom. Bismillah, when we start.
And alhamdulillah, when we finish, inshallah. Catch you guys in the next episode. Please like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to get this channel, inshallah, to grow. We'd like to hit at least 500 subscribers and get a lot of views on it. Let the message go and let the sunnah go forth.
Bro, wait. You know, we never mentioned the color of Prophet Musa. The Prophet mentions him. Did we ever get rid of that?
Yeah, in the first episode.
What did we say the color it was?
Say it was black.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
It was black. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
they got that. But inshallah. Thank you guys for watching. Keep tuning in.